Thank you for joining me today for Janine's Voice, and I am Janine Rivers. Today, we are going to discuss the words that we say to others, and we are also going to discuss the word that we keep for ourselves. So, I would like to tell you a story. There was a young lady who was waiting for her mother in the principal's office, and her mother happened to be the principal. And there walked in this young third grader. He had to be 8 years old, and he sat down and she introduced herself and she asked him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Naraji." And then she said, "Well, may I ask why you are here for detention?" And he said, "I didn't learn my lessons." And so she began to encourage him and she told him, "Don't worry that you didn't finish your lessons. You'll do it next time. You'll get better at it the next time, and then you will have your lessons completed." He looked at her really strange and he said, "I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to forget it." And she looked at him and she said, "Well, why would you say that?" "Well, everybody knows that I'm stupid. My mom and dad tell me that I am stupid all the time. They told me, 'Naraji, you sure are a stupid young boy.'" She looked at him and she said, "They tell you that?" And he said, "Yes, they tell me that all the time. So I'm stupid. So I don't even try to do my lessons because I already know I can't do them because my parents told me I couldn't." She was livid. She was so upset that someone, especially a parent, would tell a young child that they were stupid. So she began to look at him and she said, "You are smart. I want you to remember that you are smart, you are amazing, and you are wonderful. And that is your parents' opinion, but it is not the truth. I need for you to believe the truth." And she said, "What did I tell you, Naraji?" And he looked at her and he said, "Well, you said I was smart. And you told me that I was smart and that I could get my lessons done." And she said, "That's right." So she left and she came back one day again to meet her mother. And Naraji pulled on the back of her coat. And he said, "Guess what? Guess what? I came in third in my class because I've been doing my lessons." And he said, "I'm quite sure that next time I will come in first." It was all in the words that she told him, words that he learned to believe. And he never forgot what those words were and how they meant to him. See, the words that we say to each other can be so powerful, so powerful. They can kill your joy or they can encourage you. They can build your self-confidence and your self-worth. They can inspire you, comfort you during the bad times. The words that we speak to others are very, very important. His story, Naraji's story, reminds me of my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Letterman. Mrs. Letterman was quite negative when it came to me. I always felt like she didn't like me. So there was this one specific day that she went around the class and she asked everyone what they wanted to be in when they grew up. Some people said they wanted to be a teacher. I remember one young man said he was going to be a doctor. And then another one said he wanted to be a postman. And I remember this like it was yesterday because it was so vivid in my mind that I never forgot. And she got to me. She said, "Janine, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be a school teacher." She looked at me and she said, "You'll never be a school teacher. You're not smart enough to be a school teacher. I promise you, this is what this fourth grade teacher told me, that I could never be a teacher." And you know what? I believed that. I believed that I was not smart enough to be a school teacher. I believed that I just simply was not smart enough. And I want you to know that her comment to me, her opinion of what she said to me, is something that I carried with me throughout my whole life. It affected my grades when I went to middle school, junior high school, when I went to high school, and then when I got in college. And by the time I went to college, I began to feel more confident because I had some really good teachers. And Mrs. Letterman, I have to chuckle myself because I may not be a teacher in a school setting, but I am a teacher in the fact that I am able to take the knowledge that I have learned throughout my years and my wisdom, and I'm able to apply them and help someone else get to the level of loving themselves the way that I have learned to. So, Mrs. Letterman, I am a teacher. So another thing about words, it reminds me of the words that I choose to keep for myself. Now, every year, many people do a vision board to get ready for the new year. And there's nothing wrong with vision boards. I love vision boards. I think vision boards are really good. But here's the thing, for me, I can't carry that vision board with me. I can carry the vision. I can remember what I put on the board. I can remember the cutouts from a magazine I may have put on there, photos from my childhood, photos from what I'm doing now, words, little trinkets. I can remember all of that. But I am the type of person that I need more than a visual. I need something that is going to touch my soul, touch my mind, touch my vision, a word that is embedded in me, a word that is very strong that I can remember. So I usually choose a word and I take that word with me for the next year. And I consider it my anchor word, the word that I run to whenever I'm having a bad day. It is a word that I take to bed with me. It's a word that I wake up with. It's a word that I use when someone cuts me off in traffic. It's a word when I'm walking down the street and I'm not just feeling so happy. My word is going to help me have a successful year because it's a word that I believe in. So there is power in one single word: love, freedom, purpose, courage, joy, hope, love, and faith. These are only a few things of what your word can do for you. So I love this concept. What you think about, you bring about. So think about that. The one word that you choose is going to be that word that's going to encourage you to be a better person. It's going to be a word that is going to encourage you that when you're in a circumstance, you can hold on to that word and hug it. And it's a word that'll help you remember what you need to accomplish throughout the year. I want you to think about something. Some of our most powerful leaders throughout history knew the importance and the power of words. They used words to help us remember what they said throughout the years. And my example is going to be Martin Luther King. The I Have a Dream speech will be a speech that we will never forget. We may not have it recited word for word, but it is words that Martin Luther King used to bring the world together. So please be mindful of the words that you speak. Your words can show love, or your words can bring hate. And we already know that there have also been leaders in our current day that have spoken words that have brought about violence, they have brought about harm to others. And then you have people, even in the past history that have used words to divide the races among Black and white people, of, races of every kind, Black, white, Asian. So let's not forget, let's be mindful, please, of the words that we speak to ourselves, especially. No negative talk, no talk that tells yourself that you are a failure. No words that tell you that you are not good enough, smart enough, beautiful enough, not worthy. Words that will tell you that you don't have confidence. Put in the work that you need to say positive things to yourself, things that are going to inspire you and lift you up to the next level because you are amazing. You are beautiful. I mean, you want to know that about yourself because there are people out there that can see that in you. So, in order for you to see it, you have to believe it. And you have to remember that the words that were harmful to you, that told you were not enough, good enough, are words based on someone else's opinion, but it's not your truth. So, I want to share with you 3 things that I am currently working on really hard. 3 things that I can admit that I have a problem with accomplishing. And then I'm going to share my word with you that I finally picked out after so many months. Because to be honest, I didn't pick a word for myself at the end of 2003. So 3 things that Janine needs to work on. Self-negative talk, as I said before, because when you have self-negative talk, it will affect your self-esteem and your confidence. And well, sometimes I don't put in the work to feel better about myself because of my discouragement. Not judging others. I am bad at that. I shouldn't have negative judgments towards other people. I need to practice empathy and look for the good in others. Remember that, Janine. And then I don't want to use insensitive language. Insensitive language can really bring drastic harm to other people. Be aware of the words that you use towards 2 people that are insensitive. Think before you speak and encourage people. Words that we choose to speak matter. They matter to other people and they should matter to us. So if you would like to discuss this more, or if you want to think of ways of how you can have better words to speak to others and your word of the year, I would be happy to discuss that with you. And as always, I have a question that I want to ask you. What words will you use to inspire others? And what is your word for the year? Words that will help you illuminate the world. My word for the day, are you ready? My word for the year will be excellence. Excellence to be the best that I can. Excellence to affect the world in a positive way. I want to be excellent in how I treat others, excellent in the words that I choose, and I want to be excellent for myself. I am Janine Rivers. Thank you for joining me today for Janine's Voice. And until the next time, keep illuminating.